This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty here with your latest Meteo Mundo forecast. It is Friday, February the 2nd. The weekend is upon us, and we'll break down that weekend forecast. I hope you're excited for it. I got to tell you, it is gorgeous weather here in Florida today. I was just outside. It is cool. There is nothing but blue sky. I don't even need this vest. I actually just wear it for the video so I can find something to attach the microphone to, but I'm going to rip this vest off when I'm done with the video, get outside and enjoy this weather. It's going to be gorgeous today. It's going to be gorgeous for tomorrow. My kids play soccer and baseball on Saturday. We're going to enjoy it. And I'm going to take advantage of it because I know what's coming on Sunday. And it is a massive storm system that will be sweeping through and impacting places like the Bahamas and a lot of the Caribbean as we get deeper into next week. This is the most potent cold front of the season so far with the most wide-scale impact. So let me know in the comments section below what you're going to be doing for the weekend. Maybe you're taking part in a festivity or a celebration. Drop it in the comments section below if you have some weekend plans. I always love to learn about new cultures and new traditions, so always love to hear from you. Maybe you're just relaxing for this weekend, or maybe you got some plans. So let's get into it. Thanks for liking the video here. I want to start off with this enhanced satellite imagery. We have some really fast winds racing ahead of our next storm system here. It's throwing some cloud coverage over the Bahamas. Those skies are actually beginning to clear a little bit right now, but temperatures have been on the cooler side up there. So let me switch over here real quick. That's going to be your temperatures. And again, recording this on early Friday afternoon, we had cloudy skies to start off in Grand Bahama. The sun is beginning to come back out. Freeport's up to 73, but it's been relatively cool. It's around 75 in Nassau here, and we're basically at our daytime high. So even though more sun is beginning to break out as we go through our Friday afternoon, it's been a coolish day. Cockburn Town, 75 degrees. My friends in the Cayman Islands, right around 80 for a daytime high. It's the same thing in Kingston, about 81. Negril, Montego Bay there in Jamaica, right around 80 for a daytime high. And again, you can see just a little bit of cooler air coming in. Now, in general, the winds from Jamaica to the south and to the east are out of the south. So it's certainly warmer here. But there will be big changes coming for a lot of these areas, again, as we go through the next week. Now, one area that's not going to see as much change is the Lesser Antilles. And it's warmer there. You can see up towards St. Lucia and Dominica, temperatures right now are reaching the upper 80s. There's Martinique up to 88 degrees, Barbados about 84. Warm and humid with more of a southeast breeze there. And speaking of the breeze, that's going to be one of the big changes coming in. The winds were a little bit lighter this week overall, but man, this is just a massive storm system. So let's kind of break this down into its parts. We'll start off with the wind, okay? So again, you're looking at a wind loop over the next 5 days. Where you see pinks and purples, those are winds of over 20 knots. Where you see some whites, those are winds of over 30 knots. So we are going to have an area of low pressure trying to develop in the northeast Gulf of Mexico, sliding over the peninsula of Florida, and then deepening or getting stronger as it develops north of the Bahamas, or potentially over the extreme northwest Bahamas, maybe as far south as that. So let me start off with this area, and then we'll kind of talk about how those winds spread into the Caribbean. So again, I'm going to back it up, and you'll see that the winds are relatively light and variable for today. It's gorgeous. I mean, tell you, there's nothing but sunshine out here today. But as we go through tomorrow, watch the wind field begin to tighten up, and then we'll see those winds really sharpen up over the northwest Bahamas as we get into late Sunday, but especially on Monday and Tuesday. So we're going to have some nasty storms in the Bahamas on Sunday, and then the winds, as this area of low pressure develops, gets even stronger. Now, there's already small craft cautions in effect for the central and the northwest Bahamas, which will more than likely become advisories, but it's not out of the question for the Bahamas to have some gale advisories or gale warnings on Monday and Tuesday, because again, where you see the white arrows, those are winds that are going to be over 30 knots. Generally, maybe just north and just east of places like Abaco, Grand Bahama, and Walker's Key, but not too far away. I mean, obviously, small craft should really take this and use some caution here. And again, you can see when I put the scale on here for you that you are getting some winds near or over 30 knots, not too far to the north and to the east of the islands, and even right over the islands. These are very fresh winds, 20 to 30 knots. So winds are going to be a big story there. Let me switch back over to the arrows here. And when I zoom out, look how far south these north to north winds go. All the way down deep into the southwest Caribbean, going to impact Hispaniola Haiti, the Dominican Republic, going to impact the Cayman Islands, Jamaica. We will eventually get even a bit of a turn to the north, or at least the west, in Puerto Rico and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, maybe Anguilla as well. But again, generally speaking, the most of the Leeward Islands and the Windward Islands will have more of a southeast breeze. So staying warmer and humid there with lower humidity. But again, this is a massive storm system with some wide scale impacts. Now that low is also going to bring very, very rough conditions to Bermuda as well as we get towards midweek. So you get the idea. One more time here just to kind of loop this through. And again, winds are light and variable the next couple of days. Sunday, the winds pick up late Sunday into Monday in the Bahamas. And then as we get into especially Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's when our strong winds begin to move into places like Jamaica and the Cayman Islands and Hispaniola as well. Even down to the ABC Islands, Aruba and Bonaire and Curacao could actually pick up a north wind. But ahead of it, the moisture will actually come in, and that front will allow some showers even as far south as the ABC Islands. That's what I'm talking about, the wide scale impacts here. Speaking of that, let's take a look at what that's going to be looking like here over the next 5 days. And again, we'll take a look at what's going to be happening in your area. I will start off in the Leeward Islands here. Now, one thing I want to mention real quickly is I did put up a member video earlier this morning. And again, that member video gets into great detail for Barbados and Jamaica and Belize and the Bahamas. So if you're looking for even more details in those areas, I encourage you to subscribe or to join and become a member here at Meteo Mundo. That video I did this morning was 15 minutes long on those areas. This video averages around 15 minutes as well. So again, I don't want to do a 30-minute video here on the main page, but if you're looking for those details, you can get it in that member video. Now, again, relatively dry through our area. We're going to have some spotty rain. Any moisture that's developing here will be very shallow in nature until the actual front begins to move in with the wind shift, again, up in the far northern side of the Leeward Islands, for the British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico as well. Anywhere basically south of Montserrat, maybe down towards Dominica, we'll see a little bit more rain, but it's mainly confined to the far northern side of the islands. And then again, as I've mentioned, the other islands as well. But that moisture will come into play. Now, again, you're looking at 5-6 days out. There will still be some scattered showers ahead of it, but it's really interesting to note that this low, and you can just see it wrap up here as it gets off of the coastline of the United States, wraps up towards Bermuda. It's a very, very large scale feature, and you can see how with that south wind ahead of it, it's going to even pull in some rain to Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. It's amazing that it's this large of a feature, but that's what we're getting here. So again, overall rain chances improving. I mentioned mainly the Windward Islands to be the driest, the far northern side of the Leeward Islands with a little bit better chance for rain, Antigua, Barbuda, and Anguilla. And again, that's mainly mid next week, relatively dry with just a few spotty showers there. We could get a little bit more rain overall when you get towards San Juan and the northern coastline of Puerto Rico, but it'll be scattered in nature until Tuesday, Wednesday, when the rain chances will continue to climb. Same thing for Punta Cana and Santo Domingo. Again, isolated showers through at least early next week, and then that rain beginning to improve with the moisture content increasing as that front arrives. And again, these areas that I'm mentioning, your winds will be turning out of the northwest. It'll be slightly cooler and certainly less humid as well. For Jamaica, rain chance just kind of stair steps higher and higher over the next 5 days. It's an isolated chance for this Friday. It'll be isolated to scattered Saturday and Sunday, and then the rain chances improving on Monday and Tuesday. And again, I went into pretty great detail on those chances there in the member video. So again, you want to check that out, you can. And into Belize and the rest of Central America, a few showers today, mainly dry until we get into Tuesday, and you can see that moisture beginning to drive down with the front. Now, it may not be as concentrated in other areas, like Belize will probably just see some light scattered showers, but they will also see some much cooler conditions as well. Belize City will be one of those areas that will really be impacted by the northwest winds. Okay, so let's talk about the Bahamas. This is going to be an area that's going to be greatly impacted by this. First thing I want to do, I'm going to switch over to our high resolution model for us here. And going to loop that up real quickly as well. So give me 1 second as I'm doing. Again, if you're not a subscriber here to Meteo Mundo, please think about doing that. I appreciate your support. And let's see, I think I had it double layered on here. So let me just make sure all right, I don't want to kill that layer. So I can actually add on multiple layers here, and I'm just making sure that I've got them all but one taken off. I think I have it now. Let's see. Now I have to reset the time. There's a lot of things I can do behind the scenes here, my friends. But what I really wanted to show on this one, and it finally got it right, is this is the high resolution model with the storms coming in for the Bahamas, okay? Could see a few showers crop up later today, but the big system's coming. And it is gonna bring a very strong line of storms and the opportunity for some strong to severe storms as well. All right, this is going to be kind of a line, maybe even what we call a bow echo. When you get a bow echo, you get a push of wind at the apex of that bow, and there could be some damaging winds with that. And that's what this model is showing you here, the HRRR model. Now again, this only goes out until early on Sunday morning. So the storms have yet to arrive into the Bahamas, but you get the idea of what's going to be coming. This is not just some light rain. This is a very powerful storm system in a deepening area of low pressure. I think strong to severe storms are likely on Sunday in the Bahamas. I think water spouts are possible. When you have that kind of wind, tidal surges are possible, especially behind the front on Monday and Tuesday. So certainly hoisting up the caution flag for my friends in the Bahamas, all of the Bahamas, but especially the central and the northwest Bahamas. So that's what it kind of looks like there. Let me get back over to the GFS model here. And again, I can loop this back into time. Let me just reset the model time frame here and then put that back into motion. So you got the idea of what the high resolution model was showing. Let's stair step it back into time here, and I'll zoom back into the northwest Bahamas and we'll go hour by hour. So the timing for the Bahamas is going to be the rain and storms moving in during the late morning hours of Sunday, but really traversing the area throughout Sunday afternoon into early Sunday evening. And again, you can see that timing for you there on the screen. This is 5:30 on Sunday afternoon. And these storms, again, could have some significant wind impacts. I would expect there to be some lightning. Probably not want to be anywhere near the marina there with your boat. So you want to make sure you're inside, batten down the hatches here as this storm system comes through. We'll actually get a little bit more rain in the back end of this system as we get into Monday afternoon and even on Tuesday. It's not completely dry, but it's a much different scenario because now we're in the colder sector of the storm with the winds coming out of the north. So there's not going to be any severe storms. There's just going to be some scattered showers, and that strong north wind is really going to be bringing in a very significant breeze as well. So let me loop this for you one more time for my friends in the Bahamas. Again, relatively quiet today and tomorrow, just a few isolated showers. Storm system blasts through with the strong to severe storm potential on Sunday, some scattered showers Monday and Tuesday, but really the bigger story on Monday and Tuesday is going to be the wind. So let me show you here. I've already kind of showed you the wind vector product. This would be the GFS model, just kind of overpainting all of the wind across the area. And you get the idea of what this storm system is going to bring. Now, again, it's going to take just a second to loop up all of the data here, but look at these winds. Yellows are winds of over 30 knots. Reds are winds of over 40 knots. And there's an opportunity, again, as this system blasts through, as we get into our, again, Monday and Tuesday, for the winds to pick up even stronger. And it's actually very clear to see where the GFS model is trying to deepen that low, basically just slightly north of Grand Bahama and Apico and Walker's Key. So the winds might actually be a little bit stronger back down towards Nassau and Arthurstown and Georgetown, just depending on where that low wants to deepen. But also, of course, we're going to pick up the back end winds, right? The winds behind the area of low pressure, and they're going to be very strong for your Tuesday as well. Going to keep a really close eye for my friends in the Bahamas. You can also just see here on the broad perspective in the GFS model, again, how the winds really pick up. And again, for most of us, these are going to be northwest winds, driving in the rain, driving in some cooler air, driving in some storms, driving in some lower humidity. Some of the only areas that won't be impacted by this, again, will be the Windward Islands, but even into Puerto Rico and Hispaniola and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, again, a little bit later in time, kind of late Tuesday, Wednesday, that's when your winds will be freshening up with this as well. Obviously, it's going to tremendously kick up surf and sea conditions. We'll talk more about that coming up. So let's take a look at the rain chance in your area for us here. So let me break down a couple of spots. Again, relatively quiet for Freeport the next couple of days. Your 80% chance for some stronger storms on Sunday. St. Kitts and Nevis, about a 30% chance each day. Your rain chance will be going up beginning on Tuesday into Wednesday. The ABC Islands, again, just an isolated shower the next couple of days. It will be midweek again to see that moisture pulled in as the front gets a little bit closer and your winds turn at least briefly out of the northwest. Puerto Rico does have a decent chance for some showers. Now, here's the interesting thing about the Puerto Rico forecast from our friends there. These are mainly going to be evening and overnight showers the next few days over the weekend. The daylight hours will be mainly dry, but we are going to get some rain developing during the evening and the overnight. For Jamaica, as I mentioned, my friends there, Kingston and Port Moore and Spanish Town and Negril and Montego Bay, Westmoreland Parish, everyone there, better chance for rain just kind of each and every day, and it gets even better beginning on Monday and Tuesday. Trinidad and Tobago, again, isolated showers at best. That does include places like Barbados and St. Lucia as well. About a 20% chance for showers for us, friends. Again, you can find us across social media. I appreciate the support there. Look for us on Instagram, TikTok. We do kind of exclusive 30-second snippets of the forecast. You can find us on X. We got a Facebook page. And if you have a picture or video you want to send us, myMediaMundo@gmail.com. And again, you can also send something in the comments section below as well. Let me switch back over to this graphic real quick. Send us a comment. Let me know if you have a question about the forecast or anything else. Again, thank you very much for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing here at Meteo Mundo. Have a great weekend. I'm going to keep a very close eye on what's going to be happening on Sunday in the Bahamas. And if I need to come back on and give you some updates on that, I certainly will as well. But until then, friends, have a good one. See you soon.